Yeah, so you heard Jim Griffin there talking about the footprints that were collected. Now he's gone through and he's talked about how SLED agents or deputies showed up to the scene, right? They see Maggie and they see Paul after Alec Murdaugh made that 911 call. And now Murdaugh has testified, and he told 911 operators on the phone that as soon as he saw Maggie and Paul's bodies, he ran up to the house and he got a gun, implying that, you know, it was for protection after he found them dead. And so Jim Griffin actually turned to the jurors and he put them in the shoes of the responding deputies. So he said, imagine this. Deputies come up to the scene, they see Maggie, they see Paul, they're dead, and they see Alec Murdaugh. And now Alec Murdaugh has a gun in his hand, he's putting it down. But now what would those deputies think? And so by posing that question to the jurors, Jim Griffin was saying that investigators automatically thought that Alec Murdaugh was responsible for the murders. They automatically showed up to the scene, they had that idea in their mind, and that tainted the evidence that they collected because they weren't, you know, looking, because they had this idea of the suspect.
And let's talk a little bit more about that and about what they did and didn't collect at the scene. That was another point that defense attorney Jim Griffin was making, saying that DNA, and this might not be something that was focused on during the trial, but he said DNA from the clothing of Maggie or Paul was never collected. It wasn't collected on the night of the murders. It wasn't collected after that. But they did, in fact, collect DNA from Alec Murdaugh. So he was trying to make the point that already, even on the night of the murders, even going as far back as June 7th, that SLED and Colleton County sheriffs and everybody was involved had already had their mind made up of who was guilty. So he tried to, again, like Sam said, poke holes, saying, if they would have tested DNA on Maggie and Paul's clothing, would they have found something? Would they have found a DNA match that could have led them to the murderer? There was something else, and I don't remember this being brought up in trial. Sam, you will have to tell me. Yeah. I never remember hearing from anybody that there was hair found in Maggie's hand, but the hair was never tested. Let's listen to this, and then we'll talk about it.